Welcome to our spine-chilling journey through the 20 most haunted places on Earth. From ancient castles to eerie forests, these locations are known for their chilling histories and paranormal activity. We're talking about places where the veil between our world and the other side is thin. Paper thin. We're going to take you inside these haunted hotspots, where you'll hear real stories of unexplained phenomena, chilling EVPs, and see the evidence that has left even seasoned skeptics scratching their heads. Get ready to confront the dark side of history, the spirits that linger, and the energy that permeates these haunted grounds. We're not shying away from the intense, the unsettling, the downright terrifying. We're diving headfirst into the unknown, so buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey that will chill you to the bone. Let's dive in. Our first stop takes us to the Tower of London, a fortress that has stood for centuries as a silent witness to unspeakable horrors. Built in 1078, these walls have absorbed the energy of countless executions, imprisonments, and betrayals. It's like the very stones themselves are stained with the anguish and despair of the souls trapped here. Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII, was imprisoned and beheaded here. Her ghost, often described as a mournful figure in white, is said to roam the tower. Visitors and staff have reported encounters with other spectral residents. The energy here is palpable, heavy with the weight of history. You can feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up when you step inside. Now, we journey to the United States, to a place where brutality and isolation reigned supreme. Eastern State Penitentiary. This massive Gothic prison in Philadelphia, opened in 1829, wasn't just a place of confinement, it was a psychological torture chamber. The prison's philosophy was centered around solitary confinement. Inmates lived, ate, and even exercised in complete isolation. The silence and isolation drove many inmates to madness. It's believed tormented souls are still trapped within these walls. Reports of disembodied screams and shadowy figures are commonplace. Aokigahara Forest. This place, it's not just haunted, it's suffocating. Imagine this sea of trees, sunlight struggling to break through, and an oppressive silence that just hangs in the air. You can feel the weight of the thousands of souls lost here, the despair that lingers. People come here to escape their pain, to end their lives. It's tragic, and that energy, that sorrow, it seeps into the very ground you walk on. We've heard stories of disembodied whispers, apparitions appearing through the mist. Some say the forest itself calls to those seeking an end, leading them deeper into its grasp. I have to admit, even as a seasoned investigator, there's a heaviness here that's hard to shake. It's like the forest itself is alive, feeding off the negative energy. This isn't your typical ghost hunt. This is about confronting the darkness that resides within ourselves, the despair that can drive people to such lengths. We're going to treat this location with the utmost respect, but we're also here to see what's really going on in this forest. From the chilling depths of Aokigahara, we shift gears to the grandeur of Chateau de Brissac in France. This magnificent castle holds a dark secret, a tale of betrayal and murder that has left an indelible stain on its history. This place is best known for its resident ghost, the Green Lady. Legend has it, she was Charlotte, the mistress of a former lord of the castle. When her affair was discovered, Her jealous rival, the Lord's wife, brutally murdered her. Now, Charlotte's spirit is said to roam the halls, forever searching for peace. Witnesses have described seeing a woman in a green dress, her face contorted in an expression of pure anguish. Some say you can hear her mournful cries echoing through the corridors at night. This isn't just some spooky story, guys. The energy in this castle is palpable. You can feel the weight of history, the echoes of past tragedies. We're here to connect with Charlotte's spirit, to understand her pain, and maybe, just maybe, help her find some peace. If there's a place that embodies pure dread, it's Povia Island, a small, unassuming island off the coast of Venice. This place has witnessed unimaginable suffering. It was a quarantine zone for victims of the Black Death, a dumping ground for the dead. Can you imagine the terror, the agony of those left to die on this island? The air is thick with their fear, their pain. Later, it became an asylum where unspeakable experiments were allegedly performed on patients. The stories from Povia are the stuff of nightmares. Disembodied screams, shadows moving through the crumbling buildings, and an overwhelming sense of dread that washes over you the moment you step foot on the island. They say the soil here is composed of more human ash than earth. This isn't just a haunted location, it's a mass grave. We're walking into the heart of darkness here, and there's no telling what we might encounter. The Queen Mary. This majestic ocean liner has sailed the seas since 1936, but beneath her luxurious facade lies a haunting truth. Now serves as a vessel for the restless dead. To areas where the veil between our world and the spectral realm is thin. People have reported seeing apparitions, feeling icy touches, hearing disembodied whispers. One of the most haunted areas is the first-class swimming pool, a coldness that seems to seep right into your bones. But there's something about the Queen Mary that gets under your skin. Edinburgh Castle. Perched high atop volcanic rock, it's a fortress that has witnessed centuries of bloody conflict, imprisonment, and death. The very stones here whisper tales of tragedy and triumph. But it's the unseen residents that draw us to this Scottish landmark. Ghosts of prisoners, their souls unable to find peace, are said to roam the castle's dungeons. The air grows heavy with the weight of their torment, the clanging of chains echoing through the darkness. And then, there's the haunting legend of the headless drummer, a solitary figure spotted marching the ramparts, his spectral drumming a harbinger of doom. Some say he's the spirit of a young boy, brutally murdered within these walls, his restless spirit forever searching for his missing head. The stories are chilling, but it's the energy here that's truly unsettling. It's palpable. You can feel it in your gut. The spirits of Edinburgh Castle are bound to this place by their pain, their anger, their sorrow. And tonight, we're here to face them. The Banff Springs Hotel, nestled amidst the breathtaking beauty of the Canadian Rockies. A luxurious escape where people unwind and enjoy nature's splendor. But beneath this grand hotel lies a history steeped in tragedy and loss. Stories of hauntings are as numerous as the stars in the night sky. Whispers of a bride who met a tragic end, her spirit forever searching for her lost love. The chilling tale of a family murdered in room 873, their presence still felt. And Sam Macaulay, a former bellman, never truly left. Guests report seeing him, eager to help those in need. Deep in the heart of Louisiana, shrouded in Spanish moss and whispers of the past, stands the Myrtles Plantation. This place oozes a darkness, a heaviness that grabs you. It's like stepping back in time, The centerpiece of this paranormal puzzle is Chloe, a former slave. Legend has it, she poisoned the owner's family. Guests report seeing her apparition, a shadowy figure in a turban. This place is a beacon for paranormal activity, drawing in those sensitive to the other side. We're heading deep into the heart of Transylvania, a place steeped in folklore and mystery. Hobo Buchu, the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. Strange lights dance among the trees, and the air hums with an energy that's hard to explain. The trees' gnarled branches reach out like skeletal fingers. People report feeling disoriented, nauseous, even experiencing missing time. Some say it's a portal to another dimension. Others believe it's where the veil between worlds is thin. Hobo Buchu challenges everything you thought you knew about reality. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a labyrinth of darkness, a silent city that stretches for miles. It's not filled with the living, but with the remains of over 6 million souls. This is the catacombs of Paris, a chilling reminder of our own mortality. Imagine the energy down here, the residual echoes of millions of lives lived and lost. These bones weren't always arranged so neatly. In the 18th century, overflowing cemeteries forced the city to move the deceased underground. Can you imagine the task? The sheer scale of this place is overwhelming. It's easy to get turned around down here, both literally and figuratively. People have reported hearing whispers echoing through the tunnels, faint voices that seem to come from nowhere. Some have even seen apparitions, shadowy figures that dart between the bones, gone as quickly as they appear. Down here, among the remains of millions, you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. The air is thick with the weight of history, and the silence is deafening. It makes you confront your own mortality and the mysteries that lie beyond this life. All right. Let's talk about a place that needs no introduction. A place that sent chills down the spines of millions. A place that inspired one of the greatest horror masterpieces of all time, the Stanley Hotel. This grand hotel, nestled in the heart of Colorado, is more than just a pretty facade. It's a living, breathing testament to the chilling power of the paranormal. Stephen King himself drew inspiration from this very hotel, penning his iconic novel, The Shining, after a terrifying stay. Even if you haven't read the book or seen the movie, you know the image, those creepy twin girls at the end of the hallway. That's the kind of imagery this place evokes. It gets under your skin, crawls into your mind, and sets up shop in your nightmares. The Stanley Hotel is renowned for its ghostly residents, most notably a former housekeeper named Elizabeth Wilson, who, they say, still tends to her duties in the afterlife. Guests have reported hearing the faint rustle of her dress, the soft click of her heels, and the gentle hum of her voice as if she's still going about her daily routine. Some have even claimed to have seen her apparition, a spectral figure in a maid's uniform, flitting in and out of rooms, eternally bound to the hotel she served in life. But Elizabeth isn't the only spirit who calls the Stanley home. Guests have reported hearing phantom piano music echoing through the empty halls, the chilling sound of disembodied footsteps pacing the corridors, and even full-bodied apparitions of past employees and guests, their spectral forms forever trapped within the hotel's grand walls. It's like stepping back in time, but instead of meeting the living, you're encountering the dead, their energy lingering, their stories whispering on the wind. When we talk about haunted places, we often think of grand old houses, abandoned asylums, or forgotten battlefields. But what about a place that's not just haunted, but cursed? That's Bhangar Fort in India, declared off-limits after sunset. This 16th century fort, now a desolate ruin, stands as a chilling reminder of a curse. Legend says a sorcerer, in love with a princess, used black magic, but it backfired, cursing the fort. Today, Bangar Fort stands silent, its crumbling walls whispering tales of tragedy. Locals speak of an oppressive atmosphere, especially as the sun sets. Visitors report hearing disembodied voices and feeling watched by unseen eyes. Now, let's journey to the other side of the world, to a place with a dark and brutal past, a place where the echoes of suffering still linger in the air. Port Arthur, in Tasmania, Australia. This former convict settlement, once home to some of the harshest punishments imaginable, is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But its dark history continues to cast a long shadow. Thousands of convicts endured unimaginable hardships within its walls. Floggings, solitary confinement, and backbreaking labor were the norm. Many met their end within the prison's unforgiving walls. The very air seems thick with the residual energy of their pain. Today, Port Arthur stands as a stark reminder of Australia's convict past. It's also a hotbed of paranormal activity, with visitors reporting unsettling experiences. Apparitions of convicts, their faces etched with pain, wander the grounds. Others have heard the clanging of chains and anguished cries echoing through the night. The ancient Ram Inn, this place is different. Built in 1145, it's seen more darkness than most places see in 1,000 years. We're talking pagan rituals, folks, sacrifices, the works. This ground is soaked in it. People say it's built on a pagan burial ground, and let me tell you, the energy here is heavy. You can feel the weight of the past pressing down on you, like something's watching your every move. Guests have reported seeing full-bodied apparitions, objects moving with no explanation, and hearing disembodied voices. This isn't your average haunted house. This is something else entirely. All right, we're in San Jose, California at the Winchester Mystery House. This place is like a labyrinth built by a woman possessed. Sarah Winchester, grieving the loss of her husband and child, she got caught up in this whole spiritualist movement. They convinced her she was cursed, haunted by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles. So she kept building, adding on room after room, stairway to nowhere, doors that opened to walls. She believed it would confuse the spirits, trap them. But trust me, you can feel them here. Footsteps echoing in the halls, doors slamming shut on their own. The air gets ice cold in an instant. This place is a testament to grief and madness, and the spirits here, they're just as lost as Sarah was. Leap Castle in County Offaly, Ireland. This place has a reputation, and not a good one. Built in the 13th century, it's seen centuries of bloodshed, betrayal, and brutal murders. They say the stones themselves remember the screams. One of the most disturbing things about this place is the oubliette, a dungeon where they used to drop prisoners to die. It's a cramped, airless pit with spikes at the bottom. The stories say they'd hear the screams for weeks. Now, it's said to be haunted by a malevolent entity they call the Elemental. People have been scratched, pushed, even possessed in this place. The energy here is dark, oppressive, like something wants to drive you to the brink. Guys, we're standing on the Hill of Crosses in Lithuania, and I gotta tell you, this place is unlike anywhere I've ever been. It's not your typical haunted house with slamming doors and disembodied voices. This place is different. It's like this whole hill. It's pulsating with something. It's heavy, You can feel it in your chest. Over 100,000 crosses stand here, guys. Each one placed by a soul seeking something. Hope, peace, maybe even a miracle. Now, some say these prayers, these desperate pleas, they kinda get stuck here. You know? Like the energy just keeps building and building. It's a bit overwhelming. We've heard stories from visitors, people who claim to have seen shadowy figures moving between the crosses, felt a cold touch, even heard whispers in languages they don't understand. It's like this place is a beacon, drawing in something from another dimension. We're here to investigate, to see if this sacred ground is truly haunted, or if it's something else entirely. The Castle of Good Hope. This place just screams history. Built in the 1600s by the Dutch East India Company, it's seen some things, you know? I mean, we're talking centuries of turmoil, from brutal punishments to full-blown battles. This place was a witness to it all. People, man, they were imprisoned within these very walls. Some were driven mad, others met grim fates. Their energy, their anguish, it seems to linger, trapped within the stone. It's heavy. You can feel it pressing down on you. And the stories that come out of this place, they'll chill you to the bone. Soldiers appearing out of thin air, vanishing just as quickly. Voices echoing through the darkness, whispers of pain and suffering. There's something deeply unsettling about this place, something that gets under your skin. We're not just talking about cold spots and creaky doors here. This is different. This is a raw, primal energy that seems to seep out of the very walls. It makes you question everything you thought you knew, makes you wonder what's really lurking in the shadows. Isla de las Muñecas, the island of the dolls. Just the name itself is enough to send chills down your spine. Imagine an island shrouded in mystery, completely covered in decaying, mutilated dolls. It's like something out of a nightmare. The story goes that the island's caretaker, a man named Don Julian Santana, found a drowned girl in the canal. Haunted by her death, he started hanging dolls he found, believing it would appease her spirit. But something tells me it only attracted more. Thousands of dolls, each one a vessel for something unknown. Some missing limbs, others with vacant eyes staring into nothingness. They say you can hear them whispering, their tiny voices carried on the wind. But when you get closer, the sound vanishes. This isn't just a tourist trap. This is a place of palpable sadness and despair. The dolls, they're like conduits, amplifying the energy of the island. It's overwhelming, like a wave of emotion crashing down on you. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey through some of the most haunted places on Earth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling content. Until next time, stay curious and stay spooky.